Hello, everyone. It's a great honour and a great privilege to be sharing my cricket knowledge and sharing the rooms of Pakistan. I must confess that I never would have ever thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be sitting inside the Pakistan dressing room. All the great battles over the years that we've had as nations, and long may they continue with the blessings. The mood is high. The relationships within the team are strong. Players seem very happy, very relaxed, in spite of the obvious pressures, in particular, the pressures starting with our first match. The camp is strong and solid and feels good, and it's a great privilege to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Shahid Hashmi, can you ask the question first, and then Majid Bhatti, please?
Matthew, you have been part of Ashes, one of the greatest rivalries in the cricketing world. How would you compare this rivalry between India and Pakistan and the Ashes, and the kind of pressure it brings on the players on both sides?
True and accurate comment that for Australia, it's England as the old guard, as they would say. I mean, you could argue that England versus anyone, considering that at various stages we've been ruled by the kingdom of the UK, and cricket wouldn't be on our shores if it hadn't been for that. But nothing also that I've ever seen throughout various elements of the game that I've been a part of ever matches the rivalry between India and Pakistan. And so, yes, there is an obvious pressure, as there is an obvious pressure playing against England if you're an Australian. The pressure, though, is only as much as what you allow it to be. And all that can be done is done. Your preparation is there. Your experience is there. Your opportunity now becomes a history-making opportunity. We can present all the stats. We can do all of our homework and research, but nothing can replace what will be the stat that we all write about, that we all dream about, that we all coach about or commentate on, which will be the event itself. So I sense that our players are ready for that opportunity, and I sense that there is a calmness around our group that warrants us to be a successful competitor on the day. So all that is done, and now it's just the opportunity of playing the game.
Majid bhai, आप question कर लें और kindly Shahid bhai and Majid bhai पे mic.
Matthew, this is your 3-4 weeks contract with the Pakistan cricket team. In this cricketing world, no one coach make difference in 3-4 weeks. Are you interested to deal with the Pakistan cricket team, and you want a long-term contract, or you have already your prior commitments with your commentary assignments?
Yeah, thanks, Majid. In my life, I've never thought too much ahead. I know that seems strange, because from a cricketing point of view, I never felt like I was first selected. My wife and I would often talk about what we're going to do on the next tour, but we'd never look at 3, 4, 5 tours and expect to be playing.
Excuse me, Matthew, please hold on. Majid bhai, kindly अपना mic mute कर ले. Go on.
Okay. Thanks, Majid. Thank you. Yeah, so I have a lot of hats on at any one given time. I've got this one on today. Muji, your phone's still on. You just please silence your phone. Yes. Sorry. So long term, I don't have an answer. Short term, I also don't have an answer. But what my point was is that I do have the answer for right now and how I'm feeling right now, and what I can contribute in a small space of time, which I'm excited about. I'm looking forward to. And I felt like I've made some really lovely connections with the boys and the group in general. And I'm excited about growing that potential and that opportunity. And that if that leads with wisdom to other potential engagements, then that will be considered at the time. Right now, though, we have a World Cup to win. And right now we have the first game of the tournament to also win. So my heart will be focused on that, not the future. If I can make one comment, though, about the broader context of the game, and that is that no matter how I'm involved in the game, I feel incredibly blessed to have had the opportunities to see the game from all levels, either as an administrator, as a coach, as a player, as a father, to two boys who love the game, as a brother and as a son. So it's a complete cycle of life that's just given me so much joy and pleasure, and I'm so excited, whether I've got a mic in my hand, commentating on, various tournaments across the world, which I've done post my cricketing career. To be able to narrate our great game is one of the great privileges and pleasures and opportunities that I get daily, even in spite of retiring fully since 2011. So I do feel incredibly humbled and incredibly blessed. But the future, I have no idea. and anyone who tells you that they know their future is not telling the truth, because let's face it, who really does know?
Thank you. So Yaqub Sab and Yusuf Anjum, please.
Mr. Hayden, how much chances you are seeing about Pakistan victory against India, especially after watching the warmer matches of both the teams?
Yes, I think closely I've been watching Indian cricket for some time. As I've just mentioned, I've more or less watched KL Rahul, for example, who's a major threat to Pakistan, grow up as a boy, seeing his struggles with test matches versus, his dominance in the shorter formats of the game. Seeing someone like Rishabh Pant with his cheeky smile and his brash nature and his beautiful vision for the game, watching how he's destroyed bowling attacks because he's got that opportunity and sees it that way. So yes, I think, individually, I think it's always fantastic to see how players perform in a pressure match. And this camp has got some wonderful assets that will perform on the day, that are ready to perform on the day. If you look at the way that even Fako's gone about his preparations for this match, not to single him out, but to look at the way that he has extended himself in the two warm-up matches, it's exciting to think that can happen, come a few days' time versus India. Baba too, and Rizwan, the top three, I think, are, such a critical part of performance here in the UAE. Generally speaking, when the power plays have been, such a significant part of T20 cricket in the UAE, and there have been a few exceptions, but most sides that win the power play win the match. And you don't necessarily win the power play by being overly aggressive. So I think that we have a very strong batting combination, including Hafiz as well, inside that knowledge and that wisdom and that ability to be able to build and create opportunities at the top of the order is certainly, from a batting sense, our strength. Big totals here are never going to be achieved. the 200 plus totals, I feel are going to be, it would take something extraordinary on the day for that to happen. So average scores roughly, Sharjah 170, Abu Dhabi 170, Sharjah 150, and here in Dubai, that 170 potentially is kind of like what we're looking at. So we're not talking about 10s and over from the start of play. So I do think that we've got a very, very balanced